Well, howdy folks, you are on the Seek on the Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right and click that subscribe button.
Once I had the Wookie women they put in there, that motherfucker worked that.
Well,
yeah, that like it.
I wouldn't know, brother.
No.
Oh, that joint.
12 seconds later.
Oh shit.
Bro, you tight.
Hold up. Hold on, man.
No.
All right, turn it off.
Yeah, now try to restart it.
Shit.
Turn it off. Hell no.
Yeah, turn it off.
No way.
Smell like something.
Hold on, wait. Don't try to start again.
Yeah.
Because the oil light's on.
Yeah.
See, leaking oil in this bitch? There's no way. It's a brand new car.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
That's nuts, huh?
Oil pressure 0 PSI.
So the oil out there, bitch?
That's what I would think. I don't fucking know. Is the gas? Did it run out of gas?
Is it?
Because the gas looked big empty. Or no, is that full? No, that's not full. That's 3/4.
That's all the way right there.
Yeah, it's 3/4. What the fuck? How the fuck that happened to us? Giving them a car view. Oh, well, we waiting for the owner to get here right now.
What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for pushing that play button and joining me on this channel today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I'll let you you're part of this awesome community. Would love for you to grow with us and be a part of this freaking community, this opportunity. This is one of the best YouTube channels out there in the world. I'm going to go ahead and say it because you guys say it a lot, and I greatly appreciate you, each and every one of you. Also, if you had the opportunity to go to my website, this is one of my best selling items right now, the Seek on the Speed 252 key tag. Definitely feel free to support the channel. Here's the lanyard as well. One of the most popular items right here. These bad boys are awesome, very durable for sure. Looking forward to seeing this on your keys. Here's a t-shirt as well, which is on this website. You can get this in black and red and white and blue. And the other item I'm going to show you, which is the Seek on the Speed 252 bags. These joints are very popular. I like them a lot, but inside this bag is a secret. You know, Chevrolet just sent me this in the mail just yesterday. I'm looking forward to sharing this with you guys. Welcome to the channel. So this is something that Chevrolet sent me in the mail just yesterday, and I'm looking forward to sharing this with you guys. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy opened up. So this is a card from Chevrolet with the C8 Mid Engine Corvette logo on it. This card is pretty much saying I get a chance to go to Las Vegas for the driving school. You pay $1,000 for like 2 days, 1 night. They teach you how to drive the C8 Mid Engine Corvette around that freaking track. Looking forward to actually doing that as well. And this bad boy right here, man, this is sweet, you guys. This is sweet. Chevrolet has stepped their game up with this bad boy. Absolutely stepped their game up. So you see Stingray right here. See the Corvette logo right here. And let's see, let's get this bad boy open up. Definitely want to be careful with this. But as you can see, inside is the clay model pretty much of my 2020 C8 Corvette torch red. You got my 2020 Stingray VIN number down here below. So I'm going to take this out. Got to be super careful with it. Alrighty. So before we get into the video and talk about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette failure, I just want to show you guys how awesome this thing looks. Look at it. It's pretty freaking sweet. It's pretty much as a magnet, so you can take this off. Man, this thing is pretty cool. This Chevrolet stepped that game up on this, man. They want to make sure this thing is competing with the exotics on all levels. And then you put it back, it's a magnet, and there it is. Bad boy's pretty sweet. You all will get one of these as well when you buy the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Definitely submit some pictures of it. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video and figure out why GM realized this engine has seized up. Let's go. Alright guys, so GM determines the cause of the engine failure in the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. I'm going to go ahead and provide that information and everything we got regarding the new C8 Corvette and its engine failure. Earlier this week, you guys know I brought us C8 Mid Engine Corvette video to you where one of the engines actually ended up blowing inside a 2020 C8 Corvette. It ended up seizing up while a couple of other YouTubers were driving it, as you saw from the footage making of this video. During an inspection of this car at a dealership, metal shavings were found in the oil filter. As the data log shows that it wasn't a driving error, GM requested the engine to be sent to Detroit where it could be inspected by the engineers who designed the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Now a little backstory on who the car belonged to. It belonged to another guy named Jake. He is the one that owned this 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. And like we all know, we are new to this story. He's been dealing with it about 3 weeks now, but the good news is that Corvette is back in Jake's possession as some of the follow-up news about the cause of the engine seized. Here's some good information, obviously, from Jake and Corvette Blogger. From the driver's seat of the 2020 C8 Corvette, Jake tells us the new engine replacement was completely done under warranty, and he didn't have to pay a dime for it. And that's obviously, GM standing behind their brand, and which is what I said in my last video when I talked about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette being blown. I kind of figured that this car would be covered under warranty because GM, this is their baby. Like, they put their blood, sweat, and tears behind this 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette, and they want to make sure they stand behind their brand, their customers, and just be loyal. And I respect GM for that, which is why I don't think this one problem should be something that people like, oh, I don't want to buy a C8 Corvette because of this issue, because all cars have issues. Every manufacturer has issues. Every manufacturer has recalls, and this will cause GM to, look further and closer into the upcoming cars that they build, so that way you guys' cars are always good to go and you don't have to worry about this issue whatsoever. Now, this is from the owner who had the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette in the motor blue. He said, I just wanted to say that my experience was absolutely phenomenal. Yes, the engine did seize. Yes, I did have a good engine replaced, but the entire experience only lasted about 2.5 weeks, he says. Jake also goes on to thank Chevrolet rep Jen at Friendly Chevrolet, who says called him every day whether the news was good or bad. See, that's good customer service, right? GM got this engine replaced under like 2 weeks. That's a good turnaround time for him, my personal opinion, because I'm not a mechanic, but I can tell you one thing, man. Putting the engine inside of a car and taking it out does not seem like light work to me. I can tell you that right now. It seems like it's legit a lot of work. And I respect those guys for, helping this guy out, getting the information to him, whether it's good or bad. Because at the end of the day, it sucks to be without his car. But now he has a engine replacement inside his C8 Corvette. Now, I don't want to talk about how that will pertain to his car value later on, because maybe he's not thinking about that. Maybe he just want to enjoy his C8 Corvette for the most part, and he's glad that his engine got replaced. So it's one of those things where I'm glad that the sales rep and everything else worked with each other to get this actually done. He also goes to say that he gives Jen high praise for the engineers working with him and communication between the dealership and Detroit. It was so amazing. So that's a good thing. I'm glad Jake, had that good connection with the dealership to get this all taken care of. All right, you guys, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of what GM says went wrong in this 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. They said the engine failure, GM says, contacted him directly and explained the failure was caused by number 1 and number 2 rod bearing being spun, and that it wasn't caused by a lack of oil. He goes on to say that they believe that most likely the bearing fitting issue happened during assembly, although it could have been caused by possibly debris from the manufacturing process. So go back to one of my early videos where we didn't know exactly what went wrong with his Corvette. They didn't know if it was a driver's error. They didn't know if he was just driving it extremely hard, which caused the engine to seize up. They didn't know whether the car lacked oil when he brought it from the factory or the dealership, whatever the case may be. It was a number of things in the beginning that couldn't figure out why this engine had seized, but now with the information that GM got from the computers of the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette, they now can see what actually went wrong. Jake calls it 100% fluke that this happened to his car, and we are hoping that that's the case. Jake also takes the time to recap how he could have dealt with the situation, including he did want to publicize all over YouTube that his car had an engine problem, plus some of the negative comments he had to deal with on his channel. But overall, he was very positive about the experience, and he loved his new Corvette. And I'm glad, he took this experience and learned from it. I'm sure a lot of us probably learned from it, because you never know. At the end of the day, we all know this is just a car, right? But we use these cars, like I said before, to bring us all together, to have these awesome experiences, to create memories, to enjoy, because a Corvette is a beautiful thing to own. It's such an experience to drive, and I'm glad that Chevrolet, which, I knew they was, going to stand behind their product, help this kid out, help him get back on the road, and help him get back to enjoying his 2020 Corvette. Because at the end of the day, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. There's no human being that's perfect. We are not perfect whatsoever. There's no perfect car. There's no perfect engine. There's no perfect computer. There's no perfect laptop. No cell phone. No car. No blinds. There's no perfect house. There's nothing that is perfect in this world. And all these products that we buy in this world are so made so quickly, and we go out there and buy them as fast as we possibly can. And you just never know. You get that one product that can be faulty, which is why you get a receipt, you get a return policy, and you can go forth about getting that replaced or having a new opportunity to buy something different. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, because most companies like to stand behind their brand, but some companies don't. I think Chevrolet, like I said before, will stand behind this 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette all day long, because this is their baby. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And you guys, I stand behind this brand. I stand behind this car. As you guys know, I do have a 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette, and I have over 4,000 miles on this vehicle. And man, every mile has been enjoyable. And I'm blessed to not be in a situation that Jake was in where engine seized up, because that could be a number of things. You know, when you bought the C7 Corvette, the one thing that they recommended that you get your first oil change at 500 miles, just make sure there wasn't any leaks, make sure there wasn't any metal shavings inside of the motor of the 2014 C7 Corvette Stingray, and so forth and so forth. And then once GM decided to build the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette, they say that 500-mile oil change was not required anymore, and you could wait until 7,500 miles, which is what the engineers told me personally, and that's why I decided to wait for it. And granted, I have not gotten an oil change in my 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette just yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to approach that mark pretty soon. But once again, I haven't had any big issues with my car that needs to be reported regarding engine failure or anything like that, and I'm truly blessed for having that early generation vehicle. And I don't know exactly how early of a gen model that Jake gotten, but I would love to know at some point, so that way we can kind of cross paths. What's up, guys? So there you have it, from the horse's mouth. General Motors itself, they explained why the motor had possibly had a chance to seize up. Now, some of you guys may be mechanics. I know I'm not, but I'm thankful the opportunity of driving one of these bad boys, and I'm thankful General Motors for taking care of Jake, taking that motor in, giving him a new one, getting his car replaced, and taking care of it within under 2.5 weeks. Taking that motor, understand why it freezed up and all that great stuff, knowing it wasn't a driver's error, because this car does come with a computer, and General Motors know exactly how you treat the car when you get the car. So when they say break the car in like you should properly break it in. I know the engineers talked to me and they couldn't stress it enough. Break in the car properly. That will help you keep your warranty. If you go get your car straight from the dealership and immediately start doing burnouts, I'm telling you right now, you will most likely avoid your warranty. If you take your car to the track before you break it in properly, you will most likely avoid your warranty. The engineers stress so much that the break-in period is so important, because it will teach them to make sure that the car is running as smoothly as it should be. I am glad Chevrolet took that motor, figured out all the kinks and issues, so that way that car can teach them and other people going forward how to make the rest of the C8 Mid Engine Corvettes as best they possibly can, because this car is going to be distributed around the world. China, whatever the case may be, GM is selling these bad boys like hotcakes. They want to make sure this car is treated fairly, make sure it's up there with all the other cars, and GM put their blood, sweat, and tears behind this 2020 C8 Corvette, you guys. So I want to make sure that everybody knows I stand behind this brand, I stand behind this car. As you guys know, I got over 4,000 miles on it. I truly, truly love it from the bottom of the heart. I love driving this bad boy. We all know it's just a car, but it's a beautiful machine to own and drive and really appreciate. I know a lot of you guys been sending me photos of you guys' cars coming in. I can't wait for the rest of you guys to get your cars in and receive your plaques as well from General Motors. And you know, I just really respect that Chevrolet took the time to handle Jake's situation the proper way and understood that it wasn't his fault that the motor seized up. It's just a fluke thing. Do not let that one car deter you from buying a beautiful car, because there's Jake, and then here's my car, and I'm blessed to see that my car is running smoothly, and I'm happy about it. I don't know exactly what VIN number Jake had. Obviously, mine is one of the lower ends of 247. His could be lower than mine. His could be higher than mine. I have no clue. But at the end of the day, he's taken care of. He's back on the road. He's happy, and that's all that really matters. And GM stood behind their vehicle, stood behind their product, and stood behind their customers, and that's what I like. And you know, that can happen to any company: Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, Honda, whatever the case may be. It can happen to any company. A faulty motor, it can be the case. Who goes to say that that may not happen again? You know, that could possibly happen again. But I got a feeling that GM will actually fix this going forward, and to make sure that this doesn't happen again. If it does, it does. That's what the warranty's for. I definitely want you guys to understand that this is a fabulous car. Also, the drawing is still going on for the chrome plate license plate. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your comment down below. And also, if you don't win that chrome license plate, don't worry. I have another one to give away as well. So there'll be 2 winners for that drawing. And you guys, thank you so much for being part of this channel and being part of this community. Bless you guys. Thank you for just being part of this awesome community. And I can't wait to see you guys in person at some point. Hopefully this whole COVID thing blows over. Right now, Corvette and Carolina is still going on, but with all the cases and stuff going up, I still don't know if that's going to happen, if that's going to be packed. I have no freaking clue. I do know Corvette and Carolina right now is still going on, but cases are shooting up through the roof. So with that being said, you guys, please be safe. Wear your mask if you have to, if you're in public. I know some states make that a law now that you have to wear your mask. I don't have to wear my mask right now because it's just me, nobody else around me. But with that being said, please be safe, you guys. Love each and every one of you, and thank you for pushing that play button. I will see you in another episode of See You Gonna Speed 252. We out.